9 years. That's how long this bear lived in a cage too small to turn around in. And when they finally opened the door, he didn't move. He just stood there, staring at grass like it was a dream he'd forgotten how to have. You're not imagining it. There is something about watching a creature experience the world for the first time that stops you in your tracks. And right now, these stories are everywhere. A bear who spent nearly a decade in a circus cage. Over 1,000 beagles who never knew sunlight.
Everybody's going to be taking their first steps on grass after being in a breeding facility.
Here we go.
Enjoy, little ones.
He just want to go down.
It was so profound to be able to hold each of these dogs in our arms and to be able to assure them that their new life is starting.
A dog who didn't even know how to run. What I want to show you today isn't just rescue footage. It's what happens after the rescue, when the cage door opens and the animal has to figure out something they were never allowed to do. Just exist. Let me walk you through the ones that hit the hardest. This is Cholita. She's an Andean spectacled bear, and for 9 years she lived in a circus cage so small she couldn't stand on her hind legs. 9 years of concrete floors and iron bars. The circus even filed her teeth down and removed her claws so she couldn't fight back. When Animal Defenders International found her in Peru, she was almost completely hairless. Her body had basically given up, but they got her out. And the moment they transported her to her new sanctuary home, she walked onto grass and she just stopped, sat down, held a branch, feet out, completely at ease, like she was performing for a lifetime, and now, for the first time, she was just existing. The rescuers said she sat there for hours, didn't explore, didn't run, just sat in the grass like it was the only thing she'd ever wanted. And honestly, maybe it was. And if that hit you, wait. Because what happened with the Beagles is somehow even harder to watch, and even more beautiful when it's over. In April 2026, something unprecedented happened in Wisconsin. After years of protests and investigations, Ridglan Farms, a facility that housed over 1,500 beagles for animal testing, agreed to transfer them to rescue organizations. These dogs had never been outside, never felt grass. Some of them had never even seen sunlight. And when the first group of beagles was carried out to the transport vehicles and their paws touched grass for the very first time, you could see it in their faces. Confusion, fear, and then, slowly, tails wagging, sniffing, running in circles like they'd just discovered the world existed. One rescuer described it like this: a breeding dog from a puppy mill once, who had never been outside her cage. She didn't know how to run. This dog was the sweetest thing, but she didn't know how to run. When we finally did it together, I'll never forget her smile and floppy ears. Think about that. A dog that didn't know how to run because no one ever let her. And it's not just dogs and bears. The next one? A tiny creature you'd never expect to feel this deeply, and that's exactly why it hits the hardest. Before I show you the last story, and this is the one that made people openly weep in the comments of the original video, I want to say something. If this is hitting you right now, you're not alone. These stories are spreading because people care. And the more people who see this, the more pressure there is to shut these places down. So if you can share this video, it actually matters. Puppy mills, traveling circuses that exploit threatened species, dog fighting rings, all of it. It has to stop. Look around you. The world is broken right now. How we treat the most vulnerable creatures is where we start to make things better. We can start right now. This is the one nobody expects. A hummingbird, barely the weight of a penny, was found tangled in netting on a balcony. Its wings were damaged. It couldn't fly. For weeks, a wildlife rehabilitator fed it every 20 minutes by hand, drop by drop, nectar on a tiny brush. And on the day she brought it back outside, it sat on her finger for a full minute, just looking around, like it was memorizing the world it almost lost. Then it flew straight up into a tree and came back, landed on her finger one more time, and then, gone. The rehabilitator said she burst into tears, not because it left, because for 1 minute, that tiny creature chose to stay, like it understood what she'd done, like it was saying thank you in the only language it had. Freedom looks different for every creature. For a bear, it's sitting in the grass. For a beagle, it's learning how to run. For a hummingbird, it's one last moment on the finger that saved you before you disappear into the sky. The thing that gets me about all of these stories isn't the rescue, it's the moment right after, when they realize the cage isn't coming back, and they just breathe. If one of these stories hit you, I'd love to hear which one in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to see more stories like this, hit subscribe. There are a lot more animals out there who deserve to have their moments seen. Some cages are made of iron, some are invisible, some are made of silence. But freedom? Freedom always starts the same way. One step, one breath, one blade of grass,